Hi guys, welcome to Pouring from Coast to Coast. So I am straying from my normal video routine. I'm actually going to show you this piece after it's dry but before I varnish it. Guys, when I went and looked at this piece after it was dry, I literally just stood there for I don't know how long in silence, just looking at how beautifully these colors went together. The shimmer of those metallics, the gold, and there's copper in there. I just was speechless, and I pretty much am right now. That's why I'm showing it to you. This is my fourth piece that I've done using Molly's technique. I'm kind of calling it like a cloud pour and swipe because that's what it is. But I just had to have you see this with no varnish, just pure paint, and I hope you enjoy the video. The more of these pieces that I do, the more I am learning about this technique, maybe some do's and don'ts. So I will go through the colors here, and I'll be back here in just a bit to tell you what exactly I'm learning. And as always, guys, thank you so much for being here. Garrick, Tara, Maida, Chris, and I so appreciate you taking the time out to spend with us on a Friday afternoon. It wouldn't be the same without you, so thank you. I had someone ask me how I know how to lay down my colors, and honestly, there's really no rhyme or reason to it in my head. I put down the cloud mix first to make sure it's in strategic areas on your canvas, because I want the satin enamel, the white, to provide contrast for those other colors. So I make sure it's kind of around all corners and the center. Now, if you want to put it down in a squiggly design or whatever, it's your paint. Do what you want. But I really don't overthink too much when I'm laying down my colors. Now, I will say the four pieces I've done up to this point have all been very complementary colors. You could swipe into them and they're not going to make ugly mud. Now, if I were to do maybe a purple and green piece, I would definitely pay attention to how I'm putting my colors down so as not to create a yucky color when I swipe. One thing to remember when you're swiping is you're actually creating the movement for your composition. That's why I go in different directions. I use different size palette knives because I want to create something that is going to have some amazing movement after I tilt it out. I generally swipe just enough to make sure that color has been swiped over the cloud mix, and to make sure all of my colors have been blended. I don't particularly like big blocks of solid color in my pieces, so I swipe just enough to make sure everything is blended, and then I get back to tilting. Now, as you can see, there aren't a whole lot of pearls that came through. And I think probably the reason for that is I was using 6 different colors in addition to the cloud mix. I believe on my first 2 pours, I only used 4 colors. So I'm literally swiping more paint over the cloud mix, which may be a little too much for the satin enamel to pop up and come through those colors. I'm going to test this theory, but it all depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a lot of pearls, like in my first 2 pieces that I did, then keep your palette very simple. Use maybe 2 or 3 colors plus your satin enamel. If you don't mind not getting quite so many pearls, then mix it up and use as many colors as you want. I was not disappointed that I didn't get more pearls in this piece, just because the colors that I chose were so complementary and, like you saw before, were just absolutely stunning together. So I wasn't bummed about not getting pearls. Again, it's fluid paint. It's something that you can actually control, and you just have to kind of experiment with it like I've been doing. But boy, is it fun. Now, this is a perfect example of my crazy experimentation. I wanted to see what would happen if I tried making my own pearls with the cloud mix. I've done this before in regular pearl pours where the paint is a lot thinner. And so I did the drops, I let it sit for a little bit, went around with my palette knife a little more, and yeah, I just wasn't digging it. So those are going to go away here in just a minute. If you've been watching me for a while, you know by now that I love my earth tones and my metallics, and especially them together. I think this is probably my favorite earth tone metallic piece I have ever done. The colors were just absolutely stunning together, and I could not be happier with this piece, and I just love it, and I hope you do too. Well, she's got a nice coat of varnish on her, and I have hung her in my office at work just so I can turn around and stare at her anytime I want to until she finds her forever home. So if you're interested, let me know. In the meantime, I will be taking very, very good care of her, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for being here. Don't you dare go anywhere. My sweet, sweet friend who has an awesome sense of humor, Chris Jezik, is coming up next.